Hey there viewers, thank you for tuning into Supermariodiagnostics once again. Today we are going to do a tutorial video on how to open an ECM in a way that doesn't completely destroy the case and makes it just absolutely horrendous as a final result. A lot of times we're cloning modules, and that's the case today. We're actually cloning this for one of our viewers. He mailed this in, and we're going to get that done for him. But the scope of this video is just going to be to how to open this and not completely destroy the case. That is what's going to be required for me to clone it with the tools that I have. Unfortunately, the video won't be on how to clone it. The video will only be on how to open a case without completely destroying it. So if that's something that interests you, stick around. On this particular one, this is an ME97. It is super notorious for having issues. There you can have alternator codes, you can have throttle body codes, O2 sensor codes, terminal 15 issues, ignition and injection issues. I mean, you name it. There's all kinds of problems with this module, and in some cases a vehicle can overheat and actually overheat the module as well. Believe it or not, we've had that happen to us. Just keep that in mind. If you have an ME97, you may see all kinds of problems. Let's go ahead and heat this up. We're going to heat up this adhesive here and use a couple of tools to gradually bring up the case and get this thing open. So we got our model here, and we have 3 of these ECU case opening tools. Honestly, I didn't go online and look for the most expensive ones. Instead, I went the other route. I went for the cheapest things because I figured these things are gonna break, and one already has broken. The tip is broken right there. You can see that tip is broken where it's supposed to be like this. But I'm not gonna throw it away just yet. I may be able to find the tip alone, because these come out, and you can exchange them out for other ones. So I'm not gonna be so quick to throw it away. I got these on eBay, super cheap. Well, no, I wouldn't say super cheap either, but 35 bucks a pop. I got 4 of them. For this case, we're gonna use 3 of them, and I also use one of these body clip removal tools to aid in that. And we're gonna be very careful, because the last thing you wanna do is damage the board. We're also gonna use hot air. The hot air station that we're using is this A10 ST862D, and we have it set to 420 degrees Celsius with the air at full blast. And I do have a small tip on it that I normally use for this purpose here. We're gonna remove that, and we're just gonna use the full blown unimpeded airflow. So what I like to do is start on these 3 right here. We're gonna get the thread started, and this is really by feel. I'd be lying if I said this wasn't all by feel, because it is very easy to strip the thread that you are creating on the case, and it'll pop right off, and then you get nowhere with it. So to best explain it, you're gonna get it hand tight for now, just hand tight. And the reason I use 3 of them is because I want to lift this way, and I like to use this as a stand as well. So just so you can see right there. So we are hand tight now. We're gonna start heating this thing up, and I like to leave it standing like that. Go ahead and make sure my settings are correct. Let's go ahead and start heating this thing up. And it is high heat, but you do not want to overheat the plastics, obviously. But we're on the case, so it's not like you're heating up the circuit board itself this hot. And I'm gonna start with one corner. I usually do, just to kind of loosen it up a little bit. And I'm only tightening it as it loosens up for me, so it gets loose a little bit thanks to the heat, and then it becomes hand tight again. So I'm only doing it as it allows me to do it, not just forcing it. Once you force it, you can really start to cause you may cause it to inadvertently loosen up on you, and then you'll have to find another hole to start over with, pretty much. So I'm going hand tight. As long as it'll let me, I will keep tightening it. But till then, I just do it till hand tight. And that is really the trick to this whole thing. It takes more time than other methods. A lot of people like to use a screwdriver. With a screwdriver, I'll tell you right now, you can get this thing out in 30 seconds. But you completely destroy the case. And you're not gonna have a professional looking finish once you're done. And it's gonna look pretty butchered, if I'm honest. I've done it, I'll be honest with you. That's how I started. So I've done that myself. But, you know, once I started seeing the way it turns out, I decided, you know what, we're gonna have to find a better way than this. And this is it, so. It does take more time. It does take more time, but it's worth it. In the end, it's worth it, in my opinion. I know I'm gonna get it in the comment section. Oh, you took way too long, but you know what? It comes out nice. It comes out right. And this is where I start going to the other side. I'm just waiting for this to get hand tight. Flip it over. Start heating this side up too. And it's letting me keep turning. It's when you are stopped by it that you should stop. You don't want to force it, because then you'll rip the threads off. Sometimes you'll get a little opening there. You can put that heat in through that little opening. And remember, you're going to want to heat up all of this, because you're basically lifting all that silicone up as well. I believe it's silicone, but could be wrong. I know it's some pretty strong stuff. I'm gonna go back to the middle one. The middle one's all loose because I'm already lifting this side. Gonna go back to this side. And you're gonna get a forearm workout, I'll tell you that much. Because you're constantly going to hand tight. But the end result is worth it. Whoever says, oh, I could get that out in a minute, show me a picture of the end result. And then tell me that you are proud of that. Otherwise, why are you looking at this video if you could just jump into the comment section and say that it could be done in a minute? This is real time. Yes, I take my time. We're almost there. Getting quite loose. And I apologize if my arm is getting in the way. We're gonna want to start hitting the ends over here. See that right there? There's something weird about that I like. It heats up and it starts breaking. You could technically take a razor to that, make your life a whole lot easier. But we are completely loose here. We're gonna go to the other side. And we're almost done. Now if you have 5 of these, you could go and do that, but I found that that's very time consuming as well, even more so than this, and decided, you know what, I don't absolutely have to do all 5 holes that way. We are maxed out right here. I'm gonna max out all of them. And of course you don't want to just grab it with your hands because this thing will burn you. But pretty much this is what we're gonna do to finish this off. I'm gonna grab this right here, and there is no chance of you actually hitting something because there's a lip right there. If with a screwdriver, if you don't do it right, you can damage something, but with this, it does all the spreading for you. And in some cases, I could just pull on this case. Yep. There we go. That is it. Looks pretty good, huh? The case will come right back on once you are done with your work, and it won't even look like you ever opened it. Well, to the untrained eye. But that's it. We are pretty much done. Sometimes I like to do one of these. Get this thing out real quick. That is how you open an ECU case, my friends. Thank you all for tuning in. I hope you all enjoyed this one.